Hi Dean. So here's some little things that you probably should be doing before you run. I know there's all these shoulds and a lot of us don't because of time or you just kind of want to get going. So I'll just give you a couple of things that you could potentially do before you run that would possibly alleviate some of the issues you have there after the run. So first one being thinking about the muscles that you use when you run. And then think, okay, I need to get blood into those muscles before I run so that they're a bit warmer and ready for the purpose, the run. So the first one I used to do before I run would be just kind of a walking knee up, and you can set a timer, so maybe do 30 seconds of each of these moves. But by doing this, you're elevating your heart rate a little bit, not too much, but you're working on stretching through your glutes and flossing your hip flexors a little bit. And then the next one you can do when you've done 30 seconds of that, maybe do 30 seconds extending the leg out. So you're stretching your hamstring. Now, obviously, I'm pretty flexible, but if you're not and you have to bend your leg and you can only do this, just maybe work on lengthening that hamstring. Keep your knee bent. Be safe. Pull your core in though. Always remember your core and glutes, stabilizing muscles, very important. So leg extensions, then I thought of one that I did used to do with these windmills. So if you bring your arms out, feet around hip width, maybe a little bit wider, and then you can bend the knees just a little bit if you need to. But I always used to like to get into the lats as well, that big muscle that runs down your back, because I always find that that kind of aches along with my shoulders. And then just touch down in between the feet, alternating again, 30 seconds. Should be enough. And then we come into the lunges, so you can lunge forward, alternate your legs, go as fast or as slow as you need to, and then maybe add in a twist. Whoop. Balance isn't very good today. So you're always twisting toward your leading leg. So you're really getting that rotation through your mid-back, because these are all areas that we tighten when we run as well. So you can even lift your arms in the middle, so just getting that shoulder movement in there as well. And then just warming up your shoulders. My shoulders always used to ache when I ran. I think I ran with a lot of momentum maybe. Then your usual, we've talked about these squats, just as slow, just again working the muscles that you're going to be using, and then start incorporating a hamstring curl. Now for your hamstring curl, make sure you flex your foot, so your foot is really flexed, and then pull your heel to your butt, but try not to let that arch happen too. I mean, you have a natural arch in your lower back, but not too much hyperextension. So you can really squeeze and feel the hamstring working, engaging to pull that heel back to your butt. And then you're drawing blood to that muscle to make it work. So you can squat, lift, and these are great to do. Warms up your hamstrings and your quads. And then there's just your calf muscles and your ankles. So let me move this a little bit. So just do some up and down. Again, 30 seconds. Increase your strength through your ankles, stretching the bottoms of the feet, and also encouraging blood flow to your calves before you run. So that's it really. I mean, I've got a little bit of a high heart rate now. It's got up to 75 beats a minute, which is pretty good for me for doing something like that. So that should be good for you to warm up. One thing I will throw out there just at the end of this little video is hamstring strengthening and glute strengthening, which I think is something that you might need to do. I'm going to go over some IT band stretches as well. So if you have a sofa or, I don't know, a coffee table or anything like that, there's a couple of ways you can do this. So you can just simply come into your bridge pose, lift, make sure you're squeezing, not too much, but just toning your glutes, and then pushing down through your heels. And imagine dragging your heels back toward your shoulders. And you'll feel your hamstrings switch on then, and then release and lower. And then come up again. Tone your bum. Imagine drawing your heels back to your shoulders, and then release. Another one you can do if you want to elevate, so these are kind of reverse glute bridges, I guess, is these walks. So you can do 1 foot at a time, and you'll feel that as you push into your heel, your hamstring will turn on, or you can do both at the same time. It's a little bit easier, depending on where you are. And then the other one that you can do works in the same way. I don't know if I'll be able to do it in here because I haven't really got anything, but the floors, it's not slippery enough. But if you come up, you can get a bit of, I don't know, microfiber cloth or anything that's slippery. And then as you draw that heel back, you'll feel your hamstrings working. So I'm keeping my hips elevated, my glutes toned, and then I'm steady pulling it back. So extend and then pull your heel back. That works your hamstrings pretty well too. And then there's your usual Romanian deadlifts. So that straight leg deadlift. So you want just a micro bend in your knee. You can use a strap or a band. Let's pretend this is a band, so elasticated, and come down, so you send your tailbone away. You'll feel this stretch here. Now the action that works those hamstrings, because right now you're stretching, is pulling it back up. So then come down, slight bend through the knee, flat back, and then pull it back up. And by doing that, you'll feel the glutes and the hamstrings. Really, deadlifts are a fantastic exercise for the whole posterior chain, the whole body, in fact, deadlifts. So yeah, they're the ones that I would suggest you do. So perhaps you can build your own little 5-minute warm-up out of those moves. Gets into your joints, gets your muscles warmed up, and see what you think. Okay.